Let's bring in Sarah Huckabee Sanders. We're hoping she's not wearing a mask. Nope, there she is. She's running for governor, by the way, in Arkansas. Sarah, good morning to you.
Sarah. Good morning. Great to be back with you guys.
So the CDC is talking to the White House about changing the mask mandate because we see these surges of coronavirus. Almost all of it is with the unvaccinated. So whether it is at the state level or the federal level, got to figure out what to do about the people who have not yet gotten the shot. If you have, my opinion, if you have the opportunity and you can, you should. But this is a real problem because we don't want more restrictions.
And mainly for students. They were talking about students with the masks at school.
Absolutely, and I think Governor DeSantis is exactly right. He's done a great job in Florida. If I'm elected governor here in Arkansas, we will not have mask mandates. We will not have mandates on the vaccine. We will not shut down churches and schools and other large gatherings because we believe in personal freedom and responsibility. That's one of the key cornerstones, frankly, of our country. I do think if President Biden and Vice President Harris and others on the left are serious about helping save lives through the vaccine, they should admit they were wrong when they cast doubt on Operation Warp Speed at the very beginning and give President Trump and his administration the credit they are due for helping get this vaccine created safely, quickly, and effectively and into the hands of Americans. I think that would make a huge difference, and I think that they should really take some responsibility and step up and fix the mistake that they made by casting so much doubt at the very beginning of this process.
Rough stats, about 80% they say of Democrats are vaccinated, about 52% of Republicans are vaccinated. And the president doesn't have to go far to see his frustration. Get vaccinated, get vaccinated. If he really wants to do everything possible, including knocking on doors, number one, he would actually put some security on the border. He's letting 1 million plus people in here. We have no idea their medical history. 900% increase in the Rio Grande Valley in positive tests, number one. And number two, the other thing he would do is say, I have to give credit to the previous administration for Operation Warp Speed. And he could say, I'm very proud of the way we were able to get those shots in arms, and everyone had a chance to say yes or no by May. He could do both things, couldn't he?
Absolutely. This was a vaccine that was created safely and effectively under the Trump administration, and he should give credit to that administration. I think that would make a huge difference in the rhetoric, take away some of the politicization that we have seen over the course of the last year on this particular issue. If they would admit they were wrong when they cast that original doubt on Operation Warp Speed and give some credit to the previous administration, I think it could make a difference.
Sarah, let's talk about the economy. Every week we get the jobless claims numbers, and this week a surprise jump to 419,000. That's the most in the last 2 months. Employees are struggling to find workers. We can't find truck drivers to deliver items to the grocery stores.
Look at all those job openings.
Oh, my goodness.
There's a lot.
Almost 10 million.
Yes, exactly. People are even offering perks for new hires. And if you ask this administration, the Commerce Secretary, she says it's not a worker shortage. It is a shortage in talent. Listen.
How would you assess, Madam Secretary, the worker shortage that many employers are finding, where they're having difficulty getting back up, especially in some of the hospitality and tourist areas?
It is acute. There is every business I talk to says that they need to find talent. So I don't know if I would call it a shortage per se. I would say there's a skills gap. What I hear all the time is from companies, we are ready to hire, but people need to have the skills. And so that's what we have to get at the business of. And by the way, we need to make sure that women and people of color and people in rural areas have those digital skills so they can get those good jobs.
So if you don't have a job, you're just not talented enough, apparently.
Not only is she absolutely missing the mark here, but it's really hard for businesses to hire employees when the Biden administration is paying them so much to sit at home and do nothing.
That's right.
They need to stop paying people to stay home, and if they really care about that workforce development, start putting some of that money into job skills training and matching those people up with high-skilled jobs, and stop wasting taxpayer money,
Right.
keeping people at home when they're capable and should be at work and engaged in the workforce. They have to stop doing that, and we're seeing the effects of that, particularly in these numbers over the last couple of months.
Well, and a couple of nights ago at that town hall in Ohio, Joe Biden kind of admitted that the extra money was keeping people on the sidelines. He goes, you know what? If that is happening, it's over. So forget about it.
It's over in September.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sarah, a couple of days ago here on the channel on Fox and Friends, we broke the story about how the Department of Education, in looking to reopen America's schools, had sent out to over 10,000 school districts a roadmap to reopening. And in the footnotes, it said, if you have any questions on race or social emotional learning, click right here. And you were taken to the Abolitionist Teaching Network, which, when you look at what they teach critical race theory, social justice, things like that. Within an hour after this program, the Education Department came out and said, you know what, that's a big mistake. And we're going to take that down. Peter Doocy asked about this of Jen Psaki, who used to stand at the same podium you did in the White House yesterday, and she had this to say about that.
The Education Department admits they made a mistake in their guide for reopening by...
How so?
Well, they included advice from the Abolitionist Teaching Network, and they came out and said that was not supposed to be in there. Is the administration going to follow up with school districts to make sure that the Abolitionist Teaching Network material is not in lesson plans?
What you're referring to is a citation in a report of which there were 1,000 citations. So I'm quite impressed with your researchers for finding one of 1,000 citations. It was an error in a lengthy document to include this citation. The specific site does not represent the administration's view, and we don't endorse the recommendations of this group. And I believe it's been removed or is in the process of being removed.
But we are.
And Sarah, she said, well, you know, congratulations to your research team finding that one outfit. Of course, it was the only one mentioned, out of thousands of citations. We looked in this document. There are not thousands. There's 182 citations and 74 footnotes at the end. Clearly, the administration is embarrassed, not that they put it in there, but that they got caught.
Of course they are. This has nothing to do with the fact that they aren't supporting this theory, but everything to do with the fact that someone at Fox News called them out on it. It is absolutely appalling that we would try to teach a generation of students that America is somehow a racist and evil country. This is a country created on the opposite of that idea. And if we push this theory, not only will it destroy our country, but raising a generation of kids to hate the country and hate each other, I can't think of anything more damaging or more opposite to who we are as a country. Let it not be lost on anyone that the radical left is not looking to just change policy. They are looking to fundamentally change who we are as a country. And we cannot sit back and not hold their feet to the fire and call them out when they try to push this outlandish radical left type of teaching, particularly when it is in our schools. We should take away their funding and push back in the most aggressive manner possible, because this is something we cannot allow to take place in schools across our great country.
And they're doing it in a very surreptitious way. What else are they hiding from us? They're sneaking this in so that the right doesn't find out. Pretty scary.
Absolutely. The reason America is the greatest country that the world has ever known is because we're the freest country the world has ever known. And we have people who want to take that away and change who we are as a country and teach an entire generation that we are something other than that. And I think that that is appalling, and we should be very aggressive in pushing back and making sure that doesn't happen.
All right. Sarah, thank you very much for
Thanks,
joining us
Sarah.
on this Friday. Have a great weekend.
You bet. Thank you for letting me be on.